You know, I know a woman who was a hardcore Republican. Her opinion after 9/11 was to turn Iraq into a glass mirror. And she took it upon herself as a responsible American to read the 9/11 Commission report. And she was very, very upset. And she stuck by her guns. She became a 9/11 truther. And I'm real proud to know her. And she's doing the Liberty Voice now. And started a 9/11 truth movement here in town. And that's just one of the things. It's not a Republican-Democrat thing anymore. It's a human versus corporate, people versus the machine. We really need to get our act together as human beings. I'm making friends with all kinds of people I would normally not, spend time with, because, what's that expression? Any friend in the foxhole or something. Do you know that one? So yeah, any port in a storm. That's a good one. But yeah, it's coming down the wire, and we got to muster our courage. So you obey the love in your heart, the justice mentality, feeling in your heart. Use your brain to grapple with all the complexities of the BS. I mean, the TV is a main purveyor of that. I mean, it's a known fact that the alpha waves, or the waves, and the signal is like a sort of a meditative thing, and when they repeat things, and you got whatever those chemicals are in the chemtrails, the long skinny trails that the government's putting up there, that they say doesn't exist. I called the EPA, and they never heard of it. And I called a radio station when this guy was on, and they don't exist. And you can see the long skinny trails, and they say there's barium or aluminum or pharmaceuticals or putrefied blood, and they even say they put some of them way up in the air with some fibrous stuff to bring down bacteria that's living in the ionosphere. And it's just amazing what the human being has been subjected to, but yet we're still loving, cordial people for the most part. I'm just amazed that they got these zombie movies and end of the world movies, and maybe that's why a lot of people do look in a zombie state. But there's a lot of spirited people out there, and they've been programming us for the end of the world for well, I guess it's been since 400, when the Nicene Council of Nicaea came up with a particularly awful, what's that called, revelation. Because there was a lot of people having revelations back in those days, and there's all kinds of different writings that people thought were scriptures. And 400, after the Roman Church had adopted the Christian religion, because if you can't beat them, join them. And you know why they couldn't beat them? They were feeding Christians to the lions. Oh, that was big sport, Woo! Hey, let's go watch the Christians get eaten. Well, you know what the Christians did? They jumped in and said, "Me first. Fuck you, buddy." It's like, I'd rather die with my my boots on, die on my feet, than live on my knees. That's the kind of mean you got to get to these people, because they're nasty, nasty ass bastards. I was reading an email about this vaccine stuff, and so they said if I got to get shot, I better be with the 38. Because man, when you get shot with the Ebola stuff or the vaccine stuff, and you give it to your family, and that's like this one doctor says, the the mercury in the vaccine, just the mercury, not talking about the virus, the nasty stuff they invent to put in you, because there's a guy that says it's made up of stuff from all over the world, and it's recumbent mediated, not mutant mediated, but that the mercury in the vaccine is so strong that if you dropped a vial on the floor, it would be a hazardous cleanup operation, but yet we inject it in people's arms. And the autism speaks people act like they don't know what's going on. Well, all they got to do is look at Dr. Sherry Tenpenny's research. She's got one called "What the CDC Documents Reveal." They just must think we're all fools. There's a lot of fools out there, but she explains it how they take statistics from one group and then skew it with a bigger group of Amish or something that don't get vaccines, and it's amazing. But anyway, fighting spirit. When I was a little kid, George Patton's movie came out, and I had the whole thing memorized. I've got a little bit of a take on that. I'll save that for the end, but there's the 4 things about justice enrichment therapy, or stand up for your rights, or doing what's right, or and that's the courage. You got your heart stronger, your brain sharper, your connection with God's better, and that's going to enable you to have more courage to stand up for what's right, do or die. Because it's no longer a option to care. When I first got radicalized, when I went to the hippie commune, and I said, oh my God, whoa! I was paranoid for like 2 weeks that they were going to take me away, because I was like, it's a whole new world, and I was like looking at everybody like, yeah, I know something you don't know, and I'm going to try to tell you what's going on, and I'm a bad person because I'm against you, and that went on, and then I got a little bit more elevated, and it was like, I love you, and I wish I could tell you, and I know it's right, and I'm still angry, and that's what led to my breakdown. I was angry, and I was angrier than you, and if I can stay angry, and if I can be angry, I'll get what I want and get what I need. Unforgiveness and smoking dope every day, and not having a job, not having an internet and network of sober friends to occupy all of this brain capacity just led to a mental breakdown. And so then, I got humble when I got out of the mental hospital, and checked everything out and started working on my book, and just kind of wrote it as if the people at the fairly conservative company I was going to work at might read it, and didn't get too radical. But humanists, you got to care about people, and this and that, and what's the possibilities of if 97% of our wealth was in the hands of 97% of the people, and that's kind of a scary thought, because given today's mentality, a lot of people just go to Tahiti and let things go bad. But anyway, and the media has got people into so many things and trivia, and I've got JFK's what's it called, speech on I'll play that at the end, his secret society speech. But he said the media is not to talk about the trivial or the sentimental as much as report the news accurately, because he believes that American people that know what's going on will do the right thing. Said there's a vast conspiracy of different industries, relies primarily on covet means, which, you know, they'll promise you, you know, a big house or even just food.